Hello and happy Saturday. This is our first Saturday strolling of spring 2024. So excited. Lots of things are waking up. Outside, inside, I'm waking up. I'm sure you're waking up. Longer days, lovely mornings. But let's start over here because we have some exciting news for our Princess Scary here. Look at that. Do you see it? We have a new growth coming. Very exciting, very, very exciting. Now I am still just putting a little bit of water in here every day or every other day. Instead of spraying now though, I do have a little squirt bottle and I just put it around to hydrate the few roots that are in there until that new growth gets going, because this one does not like to produce roots until after she does all this. So I'm expecting that new growth not to be the best. Paphiopedilum is still working on that wanky growth. Anybody decided what's going on with this one? I still am trying to figure this out. I don't understand, but it's cute, and we're going to leave it. And the Cymbidium is gradually getting together. At first I thought she may not have the roots, but if I just kind of tug on her a little bit, you see she's not coming up. So that's awesome. And then the Sensor Blue is still just working on that growth right there. I feel like the bulb is going to be swelling here shortly. I do feel a little bump in that. My Phalaenopsis, no idea, over here is still sulking from me breaking her spike. And then the Murasaki right here, also I feel a little bit of swelling down here, so she should be pushing out her bulb soon and senescing this back leaf, so there might even be a new growth that I don't see back there quite yet. And then the Twinkle, lots of senescing on some of the older growths. Oh, there's a piece come off, and I do need to cut this spike because all of the flowers are now gone, and she has enough strength in her. I don't need to let her absorb her spike. Put that off to the side. Our Curl Smith, about one more week, and they're going to go into their nice bright light underneath the grow lights. Let's see. I thought I saw. I did not. But this one here did senesce this leaf that was on that growth right there, so I did take that off of there. But other than that, they're doing great. No bugaroos on there, so that's amazing. And then let's see what's going on over here. Look at that beautiful sunshine. Look at the growth just taken off both of these. Speciosum over here, I don't see any new growth going on her. And I don't know that she will bloom, but I do think that that is the beginning of a spike, because it sat there doing nothing for a few weeks. And that right there that looks like a leaf coming up is new, and it is different. So we may get to see that beautiful bloom again. And then she is working on swelling out that leaf. This is the Mewtwo King. And my Phalaenopsis schilleriana that I got from Yoshi back in 2021 is finally growing some roots. And I think that root right there, let me get it in focus, is trying to activate again. But either way it goes, I have taken Yoshi's advice in a video many moons ago. He had mentioned that keeping it a little more on the damp side might help with the growth, and so far so good. Same thing with this Schilleriana that I got from Norman's. That leaf right there is kind of a bad example. That was the first leaf that it grew for me, and then this was the last one, but we do have a new leaf growth in there. And then this right here, I can't decide if that is a spike trying to come out or if that is a root. It's been sitting there, probably about 5 weeks now. But we do have, she does have roots in there. I thought I saw one. Up there it is. Nice, beautiful root tip coming there. And she does have some new root growth. And my Fred Clark After Dark, I think I am going to just force it into dormancy. I've not been watering it. That's why it's kind of wanky looking. So I want these leaves to go ahead and dry out. And then once it dries out, I am going to repot it more into the center. So next year's growth, hoping for this, if not bigger, we'll have room. And I do that at the end of the growing season after it's gone dormant. I just repot it then, put it into a nice, cool, semi-dark, like she'll probably sit down there in that corner right there where it's still kind of bright, but it's not this bright. And then once I start seeing new growth, that's when I bring it back out. Excuse me. Vanda, no ID, is still doing wonderful. I keep looking in this little crevice here for a new spike, because if you look, she is spiked off of every node from down here. So this is where, if she's going to spike from here. And then the pulchra, or the patra, not the pulchra, the patra, look at all that lovely root growth. Loving that. And leaf growth, all the wonderful things. And then Miss Pearl Cooper's baby right here is doing great. Got lots of root growth going on those two young ladies. And then the Colin Marie, is that how you say that? Colin Marie is, well, she is. She's doing leaf growth. I'm sure she has root growth inside. This root right here has kind of stopped growing. As you can see, the root tip has kind of just stopped. So hoping that that activates again soon. And my bulbophyllum, not sure what I'm looking for new growth, but I spritz this every day. And then, of course, I dampen that moss about once a week. And I don't even do it very heavy. Still have our little Tolumnia bloom, Miss Super Spotty here. Isn't that gorgeous? You know how sometimes orchids are named and you're like, how'd they get that name? But with this one, I can definitely see why they called it Spotty. Look at all those gorgeous spots on there. Just lovely. Lots of new growth on her as well. And then Wilsonera, look at this latest growth. Doing rather well. So if you have an orchid that's not doing well for you, threaten to put it in the bin and it'll bounce right on back. That's what I did with this one. Second Love is still working on this growth here, and she's producing new roots. And then this is a piece of my, I believe it's the Purpurata Carina. I'll show you the mama in a minute. I just thought I'd see if I can get it to produce new growth from that back bulb. But we'll have to wait and see. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. And then, of course, the Maxillaria, she's just being her. But this is the mama of the Laelia purpurata, variation Carina. So what I did about at the beginning of March, it's towards the end of March now, is I took it out of this pot and I cut that back piece off so I could push it back into the center a little bit to give it more room to grow, because this growth was sitting right here. And we do have, oh, if we can see it, a new root right there. Cover that back up. And then we have a lovely, if I can get it, my hand. There we go. There is another root coming right there. And I have that bark hoping that it'll go down into the media. And then look at this, guys. So this is the unicum. Look how cute that is. But look what we've got coming. Look at that. We have us a beautiful bloom coming. Now I have seen online yellow unicum, so this one might actually be yellow. It doesn't have that orangey look to it. Of course, it could look like this, and then once it opens up, show the orange. We'll have to wait and see. This sad excuse of a spike on my no ID Oncidium. I think I'm just going to cut it off. Yep, because it's just going to be a few little flowers, and I'm probably going to cut it off. And then I did switch the Isabella and the Maxillaria, not the Maxillaria, the Miltonia, sorry, Spectabilis. Since I put her in this bigger pot, look at this growth right here. Look how much it is shot up. It is just loving that extra moisture in there. Isabella is still suffering, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that things go a lot more smoothly. And down here, not much going on really. Again, our snowflake is just taking her time and opening up those blooms. As you can see, one is trying. And then do we have this one over here? Let's see if I can do it without breaking it. Oh, she did open up all the way this time. Look at that. I don't know if you can even see that, but that is just, I just love it. I know, I don't like white flowers, right? Apparently I do. Down here we have, if I can squeeze back here and see, we have a spike. Let me find it. I know there it is. There it is. See it? And that is on the Orange Kiss. She has produced a spike off of every new growth since I've had her. I think I bought her in February of 2020 or 2021 from Brookside. But she produces a spike off of every growth. And then I don't think that this Takanaga is going to bloom. I think it's just practicing. I don't think it has the strength to bloom for us this go around. Nothing else over here going. Dusty Belle. Her little spike is now pointing on out, going towards the light. Love, love the splotching. I love that. That's not splotching, that's more like modeling, I think. And of course, this one here decided it was not going to be open for us today. She's a no ID Phalaenopsis. I forgot what she even looks like. So once she blooms, which will probably be tomorrow, she'll probably open up tomorrow, I will post her bloom on the community tab. Okay, what else do we have here? Miss Goldstaff opened up another bloom. And then over here, Queen Bear, her spike is getting a little bit bigger each day. And of course, Mini Mark. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I just love this spike. I love the way that this is showing. I wonder if I took her to an orchid show, if she would win anything. For those of you who do go to orchid shows, let me know. Let me know if she would win anything with that spike and that growth and all those roots. Loving it. And of course, Yapon Evergreen, she is not open quite yet. She'll be open next week for sure. And I'm hoping that my Bellina Wild type will open up by next week as well, because that bud is getting really swollen. And then Taishing Fly Eagle, she has, let's see if we can get it to the side. The one on the bottom is just starting, but this one up here at the top, those are swollen nicely. And of course, Miss Bellina. Oh my goodness, she's so pretty. Again, the scent doesn't impress me, but that bloom does. That bloom does. And I'm thinking that perhaps with maturity, she will get a little bit stronger in her scent. And then I still have my beautiful little Leaf's Edge, the Sogo Vivian. I will be cutting that spike shortly. Just not yet, not yet, not yet. And then down here, not much else is going on, but look, we still have clean tips on the Maxima. So again, if you've got an orchid where the new growths are coming out with the blackened tips, add some calcium, because that is the only thing that I have changed, is increased her calcium intake, and so far so good on those tips. And the Greek wax ball is still in all of her full glory, with a nice little swelling down there. Do you see it? Off to the left, I believe that would be. You would think I know my right and left. I do, I promise. And then Lois McNeil, her new growth, look how much it's come out. I think it was last week we were just noticing it. And I still don't see any shadows in our little sheaths there, so she may not even bloom. But look at the stonker on that one. This is the Horus Maxima crossed with Potnera Dick Smith. And it's not getting too much light. She actually grows with all the anthocyanin like that. And then as she matures, it greens out. So don't think she's getting too much light. My Cattleya Zip, look at her. Look at that. Well, I guess you can't see it, but look at the sheath on that one. She's doing beautifully. And the yellowbird. This is one of the yellowbirds that we just recently repotted, doing rather well in here, staying nice and firm and straight, so we didn't do too much damage on her. But what? Look at this, guys. She opened. This is the Elsie Angel Eyes crossed with the Potnera Dennis Rossinger Christmas Candy. Now, I was looking at her parents. I really expected her to be a little more on the fuchsia side. I'm going to pull her out so you can kind of see her in the more natural light. Look how beautiful she is. Oh my goodness, she's gorgeous. She's more on the kind of a reddish pink, and then with kind of a burnt yellow. Oh, she's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I want to smell her. Nope, no scent. No scent whatsoever, but that's all right. If she were scented, she'd be beautiful. Now, she's only been open for about a day, so maybe if she is scented, it'll come later. I'll keep sniffing her to see. And then we have beautiful root growth on my seedling Potnera Dick Smith right here. And then look at Soft Clouds. Now, this is one of the cakeys. So as you can see, this one looks a little bit different than the mama. So let's just take her over to mama real quick so I can show you her blooms next to mama. Do you see the difference? Mama doesn't quite have that shading at the bottom of the sepals there. We'll just set her back down. Sorry for the swings, but the candy stripes here, candy stripes, red candy, or candy sparks, red candy stripes, crossed with Trudy Marsh Sunblast. Her 3 growths are doing really, really well. That one is really coming to its own, as is this one here. And I think the one down here at the bottom isn't growing quite as quickly because it is kind of shaded. If you kind of look, that's how it would look under the light. It's shaded by that big ginormous leaf, so I may try to figure out a way to move that around. And then Mini Purple back there. I looked and she still doesn't have roots, but she's not going downhill either. I did move the Cattleya schilleriana to the back just because aesthetically her sitting right here, she was blocking. So I did move her to the back and she's still doing fine. And we do have on my sun circle here that I got from Jewel Orchid. Let's see, put her right here. We have 2 new growths. So we have the 2 growths that you see coming, and then she also is starting another one right there and another right there. So she's going to have 4 directions of growth, which is amazing. And yes, it is kind of shriveled a little bit, but was it on this one that I was looking? We do have new roots coming right there. Do you see it? So those new roots are coming along, so she should be plumping back up. I don't know if those canes will plump back up, but she'll have something to sustain her. And this is the second yellow bird, again, doing well in her little pot there. And if you can see it, there it is. All those new roots going down into the media, so that is amazing. Again, with her split and disruption, I believe we did okay. We timed it pretty good. And then Gigantea, again, I say this every time we look at her, I need to do something with her. I might do something with her next week. I just have to get some more moss, I'm not sure. And then everything else is just kind of the same as it was before. And Spring Pleasure is continuing to push out new growth. I know with all this ugly old growth, you really can't see it, but there's one there. There's some beautiful new growths back there. And let's see, where else do we have it? I just really want to clean her up. She just looks so nasty, but another nice new growth there. And I moved her, kind of switched these 2 over a little bit so that my Horus Maxima can get a little more light. I'm hoping for a new growth because right now I don't see anything. And because of this black tippening, I have increased the calcium for her as well. And so hoping any new growth she decides to push out for me will come out nice and clean. And then Mr. Yellow King here, the new growths are coming along nicely. No senescing, loving that. And down here is just leaf growth. And that one is senescing on the left. That's one of our ICPUs, as is the Fuller Sunset with a new leaf coming as well. And then we have a new leaf coming here on the K-Light Phalaenopsis. And it looks like, yep, we're going to have to get the alcohol out. It looks like some little mealybugs are trying to get in there, so we'll take care of that as soon as I get done filming. Matter of fact, I'm going to set her out so that I know I need to do something with her. And then the jewel orchid sitting back there. I just love her in this pot. I like that white up against the venation of these dark green leaves. And then, of course, our roots are going down into the pot of my no ID phal back there. And Iris is continuing to push out more roots. So hoping for a new leaf this year as well. And slowly we're going to come up. Hookeriana here, still working on her leaf. And not my Fimbrata. This is not the Fimbrata. Is it? No, this is the Equestrius. I lost the Fimbrata. But we have a new leaf coming in. We can see right there. And then, of course, the ladies up here aren't doing much of anything at the moment. But I am starting my spring cleanup. I will be doing a video probably this week on how I change my routine during the spring and summer per Miss Wanda's request. So Wanda, keep a lookout for that. And everyone else, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.